neither offshoots nor change. Therefore the soul is free from the six changes of the body. And who reads this one? Go ahead, whoever's ready.
Najayate mrete va kadachan nayanam va mrita va na prayo ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranem na hanyate hanyamane sharire.
Okay, and then did you go to the where it says in the Katha Upanishad? We also find a similar text. Did you see that? Okay. Yeah. Right, go ahead and read the English too. Read the first one.
So the meaning and the purport of this verse is the same as in the Bhagavad Gita. But here in this verse, there's one special word, vipasha, which means learn or with knowledge. The soul is full of knowledge, or full always with consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is the symptoms of the soul. Even if one does not find the soul within the heart, where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of consciousness. Sometimes we do not find the sun in the sky owing to the clouds or for some other reason. But the light of the sun is always there, and we are convinced that it is there for daytime. As soon as there is little light in the sky early in the morning, we can understand that sun is in the sky. Similarly, since there is some consciousness in all bodies, whether man or animal, we can understand the presence of the soul. This consciousness of the soul is, however, different from this consciousness of the Supreme, because the Supreme Consciousness is all knowledge, past, present, and future. The consciousness of the individual soul is prone to the pure forgetful. When he is forgetful of his real nature, he obtains education and enlightenment from the superior lessons of Krishna. But Krishna is not like the forgetful soul. If so, Krishna teaching of Bhagavad Gita would be useless. So there are basically two kinds of souls, namely the minute particle soul, that is Anu Atma, and the super soul, Vibhu Atma. This is also confirmed in the Kalpa Upanishad in this way. Anu Aniyam Maho Mahato Mahiyam Amasya Janto Nihatil Guhaya Tam Akrut Pashyati Vito Soko Dhatu Prasadam Mahimanam Atmana. Both the Supreme Paramatma and the atomic soul, Jivatma, are situated on the same tree of the body, within the same heart of the living beings. And only one who has become free from all material desires, as well as limitless, can be the grace of the Supreme understand the glories of the soul. Krishna is the founding head of the super soul. So it will be disclosed in the following chapters that Arjuna is the atomic soul, forgetful of his real nature. Therefore, he requires to be enlightened by Krishna or by his bona fide representative, the spiritual master.
Comes to mind is in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, God is actually speaking to Arjuna, his friend. So we're hearing the most confidential knowledge. There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita that says, Raja Vidya, Raja Guyam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam, Ratyak Shavamam Dharma, Susupam Kartamam. What that means is that this knowledge that we're receiving from Krishna is the most confidential knowledge. It is the most secret of all secrets. It is the perfection of religion or dharma because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is joyfully performed. So this process of Krishna consciousness that Krishna is delineating starts with what Prabhupada always taught his disciples, is you are not your body. You are not your body. We think we're our body, don't we? We think we're a man, we think we're a woman, we think we're an Indian body, black body, white body, old body, young body, diseased body, healthy body. We think we have a very fit body or we're not so fit. So all these identifications are illusion. It's called Maya. Maha. Maha means the great illusion that we're all in. So Krishna comes again and again. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says, yada, yada. That means whenever and wherever. Yada, yada, hi dharmasha. I come to establish dharma, principles of religion. Yada, yada, hi dharmasha, glanir bhavati bharata, yutanami dharmasha, tadabmanam shujanya. So he comes again and again to establish the principles of religion, to annihilate the miscreants, and to reestablish his devotees in the world. Okay? So what happens when the world is overburdened with many demons, and we see that there are many wars. So now we're seeing, currently, there's a buildup of hundreds of thousands of troops along the Russian border. The Russians are building up their troops, the Chinese are building up their troops. Everyone is building up their troops because they've identified inappropriately. They think, oh, I am Chinese, therefore I must kill you because you're American. Or I am Russian and I must kill you because you're Ukrainian. Or Ukrainian is thinking, oh, you're Russian, so I must kill you because you're Russian. All of this is a great travesty in the world, isn't it? We don't like that. There's a verse in the, I think it's in one of the Upanishads where it says that one should never create violence to another person. Never. So it's like nahanyate subhutani. So what it means is don't hurt anyone. So the devotee, if you look at the qualities of the devotee, later in the Bhagavad Gita they're described, one is gentle, one is kind, right? So one is has service attitude. Because if you're not your body, what are you? If you're not the body, then what are you? Okay? So if you're not earth, did anyone say that I am earth? Okay, earth, water, mind, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, and then riding on the chariot of the body is the soul. There's a wonderful depiction of that in one of the plates in the Bhagavad Gita you can look at. And that plate shows the soul is on a chariot, and the senses are dragging the soul and the body over into a dark abyss. And so the soul has this look on its face like, while it's going over the abyss. When we chant for Prashadam, we always say, what is it? Sarida avijajal yodindriya tahekal jive phale say sakade. What it means is that senses are a network of paths that lead us to death. Why is that? Why are the senses a network of paths that lead us to death? Because they bind us to karmic retribution, karmic reaction. Whether it's sakarma, vikarma, akarma, good karma, bad karma, or no karma. See, our process is no karma. Most people are trying to get good karma. They want to enjoy the material world better. They want to engage their senses with the sense object, and they're obsessed with it. So much so that they'll kill you for $20 so they can go get a fix for their senses. You've seen this. It's on television regularly. Every time we turn on television, someone has killed someone else for sense gratification. I just read this morning that there were 3 police officers that were killed because a man had a spat with his wife. So the police officers come to rescue the wife, the guy kills the police. This is someone who's fallen into the dark well of ignorance, nescience. They don't understand who they are. They don't understand who the wife is. They don't understand our role in life. They don't know the truth. They're wandering in darkness. Turn the lights off in this room and everyone will bump into one another, bash their head against the wall, fall out on the floor. Ignorance is chaos. Truly. Because with ignorance, there's no real rhyme or reason. The only thing in ignorance is to try to stimulate the senses more and more and more and more until we die. Just like there are species that are in the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. So they've tested this. They've taken a monkey, for example. They said, here, we'll put cocaine in the room with the monkey. And the monkey goes back and he does it again and again and again. He pulls the trigger until he dies. So this is why the senses are a network of paths leading to death. We're not monkeys. Okay? We may be in the mode of passion, okay, in a human form of life. But we need to elevate ourselves to the mode of goodness, sudas, and then we need to, that's called sudasattva, or sudasattva is pure goodness. So we need to elevate ourselves through sadhana bhakti to the state of pure goodness. Pure goodness means that we're transcendental. Our activities are all dedicated to Krishna. They're all dedicated to Krishna. Everything we do, everything we think, everything we offer and give away. Manmana bhava madbhakto, majjaji nam namaskaru, mam evasya shiyupraya, atmanam matparaya. What it means is manmana, use your mind to think of me. Worship me. Bhava mad bhakto, bhakto. What is bhakto? Bhakta means love. We are bhakti yogis. We are practicing love. We don't love, not yet. We've been conditioned to not love in this material world. We've been conditioned to exploit. For money, profit, fame, adoration, and distinction, we exploit it. Right? That's what we're all here doing. We're trying to build a bigger bank account, drive a better car, live in a bigger house, have more sense gratification with sex life, and have more power over other people. And we've lost our way and fallen into the dark well of ignorance, and now we will suffer or enjoy the reactions to our karmic reaction. How does that sound? Sound good? No, not good. We don't want to suffer. We want to enjoy perpetually. So to enjoy perpetually, there's a couple of things required. First of all, we have to understand who we really are. And then we have to understand who the Supreme Soul really is. So Krishna says in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, I think it's verse 13, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumanam javanam jara tata dehantara praptir dirastatra namuriti. What that means is, as a child continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, so the soul similarly passes into another body at the time of death. But the self-realized soul is not bewildered by the change. Dhiras tatra. Dhiras means he's fixed, he's sober, he's stable, he's not affected by the change. So how can you be affected by the change? I mean, how could you not be affected by the change if you think you are your body? Most of us think we are our car. If somebody bumps in the car, we go, oh, like it's painful for us. Right? Oh, my car. You're in pain over an object that is not you. So we can also be in pain over things we think we possess. We think we own other people, for example. Right? We think we have, and even in the marriage contract, sometimes we think we now own the other party. But actually, Krishna says, Sarvadharma paritaja mamikam saranam vrita. Sarvadharma. Just surrender everything to me. I am the creator of all things. I'm the owner. I possess all of this. This is my creation. You are part of my creation. So if we don't like this repeated cycle of wheel of samsara, okay, repeated birth and death, struggling, you can remember in your own life how it was to be a child. You got every disease known to man. Well, our friends couldn't come today because one of the children has a childhood disease and is sharing it with his whole family. So the whole family is shut down. So it's miserable to go through these processes. We can think of our own life and we can understand how this suffering is going on. So this change of the body, if you don't think you're changing bodies, science has proven that every 7 years all the cells in the body are excreted from the body, and it's an entirely new body. So if you're 21 years old, you've had 3 bodies like that. So if you change into another body at the time of death, what's the big deal? Consciousness continues. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it describes that the soul is 1/10,000th the tip of a hair. It's so small it's not perceivable. So the soul cannot be cut into pieces. It cannot be moistened by water. It cannot be withered by the wind. The soul cannot be killed, but the body cannot be saved. You can try. You can try to save the body. But this is a place of kunta. Kunta means fear, anxiety. You look at the animals, you'll look out there and you'll think, oh, it's so beautiful, very nice. But they're all struggling to rip the flesh from one another. Is that beautiful? Is that what we want? No. So where do we get out? How do we get off this wheel of samsara, this merry-go-round, and once again obtain our eternal relationship, our Swarup Siddhi, which is our perfected body of Satchidananda Vigraha. Sat, eternal, Chit, knowledge, Ananda, bliss, Vigraha with form. How do we get back into that body? So this is what Bhagavad Gita was spoken for. So that we can quit this dream world that we're living in, just simply dreaming that I'm this, dreaming I am that, dreaming I have all these things. We'll lose everything. Can anyone say they've defeated death here? No. If I told you get on the train, everyone on the train will die shortly. Would you get on that train? No. If I told you the house is burning down, move your family in. Start setting up shop, put pictures on the wall. Would that be a good idea? No. The house is burning down. The train will crash. You will lose everything. So what will you do about it? What are you planning on doing about it? The reason you're here is because you want to do something about it. You want to solve the problem of death once and for all. You want to enjoy permanent ecstasy. You don't want just pleasure. Rama means the source of all pleasure. You want to experience that pleasure. But unfortunately, the soul is floating in 5 types of air. Material air inside the heart. All souls are floating in this 5 types of air. Everybody's heard of prana, right? Prana, pranayama, everybody knows prana. Apana, yana, samana, udana. All of these have to be purified. They have to be purified for you to become self-realized. So if you want to be self-realized, you have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Why? Maha mantra, what is that? Why is it we're sitting here struggling to chant Sanskrit? Just we don't know any better, or what do we do? So what we're doing is we're reciting the words of God that emanated from the mouth of God. We're reciting the names of God. God is non-different than His names. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in his Shishastikam, Nam Nama Kari Bhagda Nija Sarva Shaktis. Tarpita Niyamita Smarani Nakai. Etat Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi. Udaivam Indrisham Hajini Hanapa. What it means is that in God's names, He has invested all of His potencies. He's invested all of His potencies, and when you associate with God, you become godly. The air in the heart becomes purified. The soul becomes self-realized. It's like you're cold iron, but if you put iron in a fire, the iron becomes and acts just like fire. So continue to put yourself in this process. Don't stay in the material world. It's a very dangerous place. Probably call the world a razor's edge. One small mistake, you could suffer. You could fall down into the greatest type of danger back in the material pool. We don't want that. So associate with the Vaishnava devotees. Chant the holy names of the Lord. Study the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chant Hare Krishna. Taste nice prasadam and be happy.
Hey,
Be happy. But once and for all, be happy. You will not be happy seeking happiness in the material world. You will always be disappointed. Give it up. Associate with the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Chant with us. Be happy with us.
Okay, why do people think they're happy in the material world?
Well, it's ignorance only. And Krishna discusses to Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He says, why is it that people, even people who are of intelligent mind, fall prey again and again and again and again to this, to this so-called happiness in the material world by trying to stimulate the senses? Even an old man in the hospital, if a young girl walks in and says, "Oh, I'm fine." Did he ask her? He was, "I'm fine." He's not fine. He's diseased. He's about to die. But yet he wants to impress them because he wants to enjoy his senses. So Krishna says it is lust only, Arjuna, which is the all-devouring enemy of mankind, which must be quelled at all costs, must be quelled. So as long as we're feeling lust for the material world, we are in an illusion thinking that we can be happy by stimulating the genital, the tongue, the belly, whatever your ego is. You can think like, oh, if I only had this, then I would finally be happy. But we see that these people who are multi-billionaires are committing suicide. If multi-billions could make you happy, if you have a billion reasons to be happy in the material world, why are you killing yourself? It's a lie. It's a big lie. And we fall and prey to that lie. So therefore, we follow the Sampradaya, which gives us the absolute truth, unbroken, from one thoroughly honest spiritual master to the next, handed down, unchanged, undefiled, unadulterated. And by getting that information, the light bulb can come on. It means, we have fire, that fire, torchlight of knowledge. So he brings us the torchlight of knowledge and we see everything clearly. Just a moment's association with a Vaishnava can change your whole life. When Prabhupada was here, he changed millions of lives. You didn't even have to meet you. You could just read his words and your life was changed. We chant Hare Krishna sometimes at these yoga events and we look out in the crowd and people are crying. And we go, what are you crying about? They don't know. They don't know why they're crying. But they know that something has changed. So we don't even need to know what these Sanskrit words mean. We don't even know what the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra means. It's not important. Just do it. The doctor says take the medicine, you take it, you get well. Is it important for you to understand the chemistry behind all that? Even if you don't understand it, will it still work? So if that's the case, simply trust Srila Prabhupada. He's thoroughly honest. He never kept anything for himself. Everything that was given, he used it for Krishna. Every single. Where else can you find someone? So many people follow so many bogus yogis, so many broken philosophies. Everybody's trying to get distinction, fame, profit, adoration. That's their motivation. Prabhupada's motivation is to please Krishna. Our motivation should be to please Prabhupada, and he can introduce us to Krishna. And that's what we have to do. Oh, and let me say one thing. Tomorrow we have our Happy Go Yogi. We have our ongoing Bhagavad Gita series. It's at Happy Go Yogi in East Nashville. And everyone is invited. Please come. If you can come, bring your friends. It starts at 1 o'clock. Happy Go Yogi. You can look it up. There will be kirtan, I assure you. There will be Bhagavad Gita, I promise. And there will be prasad. There's going to be prasad. So please come to that if you can, and just immerse yourself in this, as Henry David Thoreau called it, stupendous and cosmogonal philosophy of Bhagavad Gita.